Hi, it's me again. I have some screen caps of my stage costume. I can't show you the video still, but yeah, I can show you the things that I do have the rights to, which is the image of my own face, basically. Anyway, I thought while I'm at it, doing screen caps of me singing, I could share with you the journey of my stage fright. If you're not interested in that, just skip to like the end of the video, then you can see a couple of screen caps of my dress. But if you're interested in me looking extremely moronic, then just listen to me making fun of myself. So, the picture you're seeing here is my first class recital. And the stakes were quite high, I have to say. I tried to explain to my singing teacher before that I had like 2 or 3 stage performances, and only one where I was basically a soloist. So I'm not a stage person, and I wasn't raised to be one. Actually, personality-wise, I'm more of the loyal sidekick type. So I'm not really used to having all the attention focused on me, and it makes me feel really uncomfortable. So yeah, and I was also sort of raised to be quiet and in the background and like the reliable one, not the flashy, interesting one. So yeah, that also doesn't help. So I tried to explain it to him, and my singing teacher is a very self-confident person, so he didn't get this at all. I guess we both learned a lot about stage fright and these kind of things because he didn't really understand it. That it's actually a physical reaction that you have. So you can see in this picture, it still looks moderate. So for one thing, I have very worried eyebrow forehead section. I do a lot of stuff with my eyebrows and my forehead. Like you can read my thoughts on it basically. So I'm really scared, and you can see it, and it doesn't look particularly attractive, to be honest. And also, my eyebrows are more like a darkish blonde, but when there's light from above, it's like only the section right above my nose remains. It looks like all the rest is just gone. I look like I don't have eyebrows, or just little bits in the middle of my face, and that increases the worried look, so that doesn't really help. And you can see I'm hiding behind a scarf. I did this several times, hiding behind a scarf. And I'm rubbing my hands very nervously, which is to 50% attributed to that really cold room we were singing in. I was freezing. I looked like a shivering little chihuahua, to be honest. Like that's also partly the reason for the scarf, but also hiding and nervousness. So yeah. And yeah, in this image you can see I'm actually clawing at my scarf, and I look like I'm in pain. And it's too bad I can't show you the video because I look like someone is forcing me to sing at gunpoint. Or like someone's driving a fork into my leg or something like that. I really look tortured and terrified, and people in the audience actually worried I was going to faint. And afterwards, my teacher was so disappointed, and then I got disappointed because he was so disappointed, and I felt like I had failed him and stuff. And see, sometimes you have to make the mistakes of getting your priorities completely wrong in order to learn from it. So afterwards we discussed it after I was completely devastated. And we came to the conclusion that it was already a big accomplishment that I didn't faint. So that was a positive thing that came from that. Then my second performance was my grandmother's birthday. And you can see here, it was a way bigger audience, and I had to hold on to my notes because I was shaking like a leaf. Even though I had my cousin there playing the harpsichord in the you can see a little bit of the white harpsichord in the background. But I felt like backed up by her, and I still had to hold on to my notes, so it didn't get better in the slightest. And then after I told that to my singing teacher for the next recital, he decided to do a little bit of confrontation therapy. So he just completely he overdid it a little bit. I had to sing 3 songs from an operetta, from 3 operettas actually, and they were all really difficult. One was by myself, that's the picture you see here, and one was a duet with a really, really, really good tenor. So yeah, that was some expectation for me to sing well there. And then I did a solo part in the Fledermaus operetta finale Im Feuerstrom der Reben. Really kitschy, schmaltzy songs. It was still better, but they went really high, the songs. And then one he even was like, well, you can go like 3 notes above that note that is in the notes. Yeah, like you can do that. I was like, no, I'm so not going to do this. Definitely not. And the responsibility was way too much. It was like, wow, I have to sing 3 really difficult bits. I can't do this. This is too much. And afterwards I was just done. I couldn't even discuss it. I was like, wow, let's put this behind me. I'm exhausted. That's it. So yeah, and you can see from my body posturing I was still not feeling comfortable. I had the scarf again, and I'm holding it kind of like I'm Mr. Burns. And actually when I was doing the screen caps I kept laughing at myself. I'm that bad. I diss myself. I diss my past self. Because I thought I was doing the T-Rex with my arms. See, the arms are a really important thing, and I look like such a dog. And the issue was I needed the scarf for the first song because it was really chilly, and then at this song the room had heated up and I didn't know what to do, and there's like an entire section of the video where you can see me look around being really confused and pondering where I could put my scarf because the pianist had already started playing and I had a little time and I was like, where the fuck do I put this? Do I put it on the piano? Do I throw it on the dirty ground? Do I just keep it on? So I ended up doing this weird Mr. Burnsy thing with my arms for the entire song, and you can see me uncomfortably trying to figure out how to hold this thing, and I just look like an idiot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then at the end, I'm even awkwardly smiling a bit. I'm doing a Peter Pan there. Still, what to do with these wide, pasty stick arms? No idea. And in the end I use them to hug myself. It's a self-protection gesture, so you can see I'm still not over this at this point. Then the next class recital, after this experience, my teacher and I were like, okay, we really have to lower the stakes. So the next song I did was Pier Jesu by Andrew Lloyd Webber in a duet with the pianist and a little choir in the background and a duet partner and my teacher conducting. And that really did help. You can see here I'm not proud of my posturing, especially not of my feet. And you can see I look extremely focused and concentrated, and I'm clenching my hands into fists and all this kind of stuff. But I don't look so worried anymore. I still look really unlikable and unpleasant and crampy, but not so scared. So that was good. See, it's baby steps. Then the next thing I sang was the Lorelei, and I had to do this alone again, but the song wasn't so difficult, and my teacher was conducting again, and I got to keep my notes, so that was really helpful. I hardly used them. You can see my posture is really bad, and that's a really unflattering angle, seriously. But I'm just having my hands at my sides and not clawing into a scarf or rubbing them nervously or anything like that. I mean, doesn't look good, but it doesn't look terrified anymore, so yeah. Also, the first thing I did when I went on stage was stick my tongue out to my sister who was sitting at the audience. That's kind of really helps with the anxiety to just do something dumb, respectless, and unexpected. So I think everyone should like go on stage and make a stupid joke, and then everyone laughs and is relieved and all this tension leaves the room. That would be amazing. So, and then I did a really good performance. It's the last one before the one we're actually trying to get to. It was a duet. It was one of the hardest things I've ever sung. It was with a really nice lady that I really like a lot. I have to say my singing teacher is really good at getting this community going in his singing class. It's not actually a class, it's like individual students, but he brings us all together like at least 4 times a year, and we do projects together and these recitals, and it's all planned and it's getting ever more elaborate and it's really enjoyable. So we sang the Flower Duet from some opera no one's ever heard of in French. Anna Netrebko sang it really well. I listen to that all the time. And it was in a car commercial, so that's how everybody knows it. We had a theater guy to give us stage directions. That was amazing. I had stuff to do. So you can see here in this image, I still look slightly constipated, but my arms are somewhere else, like that they're not clenching anything. And I look focused and not fainty. and occasionally even sort of relax. So it really helped that it was a duet and I had to walk around and we had a little choreography and I had to sit down on a chair and I had to act. I actually had to use my face and my body to portray something, because the most awkward thing about being on stage is standing there not knowing what to do with your arms, just being there singing something in a foreign language and you don't know what to express. You get to walk around and interact with people or with things like chairs. That's really relaxing. Like, of course, you're really afraid that you're going to trip, but it really helps because you've got something to do and something to express helps you collect yourself and you're actually communicating something to the audience. No one listens to the lyrics anyway. So, and in the end I even smiled. Like afterwards I was like, yes! And my duet partner, she was like, yeah, breakthrough moment, and we were all really happy. And everyone was so proud of us, and my grandma cried, who never cries. So, yeah, that was the last performance before the Think of Me one. And the Think of Me one, we had this little thing where I was supposed to act. Here you can see my dress. I'm also going to talk about the dress because that's really the thing you came here for, I suppose. Yeah, so here's the dress on me. Looks way better than on my doll. And here I'm smiling to my sister. There was even someone in the audience afterwards who came to me and said, every time you were looking at your family, you were actually grinning, like seriously smiling, not just fake smiling. And I was like, yeah, my sister kept making faces at me. So my sister needs to be there making faces at me every time I have a performance. That really helps me relax for some reason. And here I'm arranging the train. You can see everything, like the scarf and the belt, and in this light they actually sort of match, so I really enjoyed that. Then I painted my eyebrows. You can see it in this shot. I used some really dark eyebrow pencil thingies in 2 different shades to repaint them, and you can see I look a lot more collected. When you can see my eyebrows, I look way less scared. And that really helps. Like, it relaxes you and then you actually do look the part. It's not so much about the makeup, even though that helps on stage, especially. It's also about you feeling more secure with the role that you're playing. It's like you put on a different face and then that's who you are. So that's really amazing. Then you can see here I had to walk around again because we didn't have a stage person to help us. We didn't have a theater guy, but my singing teacher and he was singing Raoul, and we were like, okay, we need a little bit of choreography, not just me toying around with the scarf being all dumb. I showed you that in another video, making an idiot of myself again. So we're not going to do that, but we need something for me to do, especially at the part where Raoul is singing. I can't just be standing there like an idiot. And then we decided he'd just be in the middle of the audience or like in the back of the room, and he'd start singing, and I should walk around on stage, which is what you see here, and start looking for the person who's trying to steal my thunder and look kind of angry. And also this made for some pretty shots of my train, so that's good. And you can see the rose in the back here. And this look of sheer hatred was me acting like I'm really pissed at someone singing when I'm supposed to be singing. And my father actually asked me whether that was for real and why I looked so pissed when my singing teacher started singing. I was like, it's all acting. And he actually bought it. That was amazing. So yeah, I'm kind of looking like, who's singing there? Who's that guy? What an idiot. I'm singing here. And then I collect myself and I'm like, okay, what a weirdo. And then I keep going. And this is when I'm doing the last note. And I'm moving my arms. I'm not doing the silly T-Rex thing anymore. And I'm so proud of myself because all this using your arms to protect yourself, using your arms to distract yourself kind of thing, that's what really looks bad on stage. So, big accomplishment there. And here you can see how the bodice didn't quite turn out the way it was supposed to. Yeah. But I mean, it's on stage. It looks good from a distance. That's the only important thing. So yeah, now you've heard a little something about me and my stage fright. It's getting ever better. I'm still not at the point where I can, I don't know, do a proper performance or something like that. But I'm improving and I'm still working on it. And if you have any stage fright things leave a comment, share your story. That would be really interesting. And all I can say from experience is it takes a really long while and it's a lot of work and you have to actually expose yourself to it. And it's slow. It's so slow. It's baby steps. You really need a lot of patience. And that's my 2 cents. And this video is way too long, so now I'm going to stop. Hope you had fun and you didn't get too bored. And that's it. Bye!